Hello everyone, I'm Gray from Wakazashi's Tea House over in Japan. I do reviews of comic books and I do live streams on popular culture, and I'm lucky enough to guest on Salty Texas Seas live streams every now and then when we can actually get the time to match up. I'm also a big fan of a YouTuber called Purple Valkyrie. Now, I first found Purple in the comment section of Heel vs Babyface. She's been such a supporter of his channel, and it was through his channel that I found her. I was delighted to be asked by Salty to introduce these videos, to be part of the Fire of the Fandom, which is a very important group of voices. First and foremost, we're fans. This is my favourite copy of many of the books that I've got. This is The Hobbit. It's a Folio Society one, which I'm very, very grateful to have. And I tell you what, this Amazon's Rings of Power series has done one good thing for me. It's sent me back to the source. I've been reading this, I've been rereading The Lord of the Rings, the 3 books, and I'm actually reading the Lost Tales now and finding so much more that's great about Tolkien. Of course, I'm very proud to have a seat around the Fire of the Fandom. I'm proud to be a part of this. Our voices are hot and our voices are going to be heard.
I first came across Tolkien when I was quite young, so the first of his books that I read was actually The Hobbit, and I read it at about the same time that I was reading C.S. Lewis, because I was a huge fan of The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe series. But it wasn't until I was probably in my later teens that I read The Lord of the Rings and really kind of got to know him as an author. I think what really draws me to Tolkien and his work is that he had a great respect for what he was trying to envision. This is a man who not only created his own worlds, but his own languages as well. And it's been said, and he said it himself in interviews and writings that he's done, that he wanted to create a mythology for the English people. Now, there is Celtic mythology, there is European mythology, but England really doesn't have anything that really represents us, and I think that is what he wanted to give to the people. And he took a lot of inspiration, I guess, from where he lived, and I'm lucky enough to actually live in the Midlands, where a lot of the places that he took inspiration are from. Places like Moseley Bog, for example, and Sawhill Mill. It's very, very interesting to see, and he clearly loved being in Birmingham. I would love to say that it is one of the elves like Galadriel or Arwen, but the character for me that has the most heart is actually Bilbo. He is the character that I want on the first adventure with, and he for me is the epitome of the everyman hero. He kind of just wanted to have this adventure, and he was thrust into something that he had no idea where he was going, but he stayed true to the course, and I think that is a great inspiration for a lot of us. I really like Frodo as well, for his heart and for his love of his friends, but Bilbo just had that inner strength, it seems. For me, I will always go back to the books, but I would say that for almost anything that's been adapted, be it a radio play, a drama, a film, a TV show, I think the source material is always your go-to. But I would admit that I have a massive love for what Peter Jackson did with Tolkien's world. The level of detail that he brought to it, and the love and the respect, most of all, that he had for these characters, I think really shone through. I'm actually a huge fan of the animated Lord of the Rings as well. But you could not have asked for somebody better than Peter Jackson to really bring these worlds to life, and there's a reason why it's considered the greatest fantasy trilogy of all time. my immediate reaction to the Rings of Power would be a facepalm. And I really wish I could say it was otherwise. I was so excited when this was first announced. I believe it was around about 2017. They started talking about this show that's coming. We're finally getting back into Middle Earth, and it's going to be incredibly expensive, and they're going to spare no expense and really tell the story and really get to know these characters. And unfortunately, this doesn't appear to be where we are going with it. And as a fan, I would absolutely love to be proven wrong, but I'm not hopeful, unfortunately, and it really does kill me to say that as a Tolkien fan.
As ever, this is Salty Texas Sea. I am Corey DB. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you've seen and heard, please hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love to have you on board. That way you know, and we have things like live streams, which we are going to be doing every Tuesday evening. Take care. I hope you're having a great 2022.